It's time for a crypto market update, July 7th, 2025. There's going to be a massive melt up in the crypto market and in the stock market, and no one's ready for it, and it's going to be a very hated rally. There's a lot of reasons for this, but there's going to be one really short-term driving reason why this is so. Okay, remember the S&P 500? Remember when the S&P 500 did this in the spring, when everyone thought the world was ending, and now we're all the way back, not just recovered, but at new all-time highs? Do you remember this whole thing? And if you've been following, if not, this to me is the most important chart in all of crypto, even though there's not a single cryptocurrency listed, at least yet, on the S&P 500. And that's because crypto has historically simply followed S&P 500. If you get a chart out and put Bitcoin or lay it over the S&P 500, you'll find a really, really strong correlation. And that's simple. It's because the U.S. stock market alone is north of $60 trillion in market cap. But crypto, the entire crypto market cap by itself is around 3 trillion. So you have a 20 times the size big brother in the stock market. And when you see this kind of movement, that is a lot of liquidity moving into a lot of risk on positioning. But my point here is this part. This part right here led to something here that institutions missed. And that is they missed the dip. Literally, hedge funds, institutions, etc. on Wall Street algorithmically were basically forced into sell positions, and then they were caught off guard by the V-shaped recovery, and now they are seething because retail investors bought the dip. That's right. Retail investors bought this dip more so than institutions did, and now institutions want their payday. So I firmly believe, at least in a short time frame, okay, like next 3 to 6 months, I believe that institutions are going to drive prices for assets through the roof. It might even feel parabolic. It might feel bubble-like. It's definitely going to have a sense or a tinge of euphoria. If you combine this with the supplementary leverage ratio, the SLR advancements that the Federal Reserve is now approving, that's going to allow commercial banks, the big five in the United States, to actually hold exponentially more U.S. treasuries than before. This is going to flood the market with liquidity. So that's good news, right? It sounds awesome. It sounds exciting. It sounds fun. But there's actually a shade of bad news that comes along with this. There's actually a couple of angles that I want to make very, very clear before you go. And hey, if you're still here, thanks for being here. Please give me a like, a follow, maybe share this with a friend, but maybe comment the number 2 in the comments to let me know if this was helpful. Now, here's the bad news. How do I say this without sounding condescending? Most people watching this video have no idea what they're doing with their money, especially when it comes to crypto investing. And that's a bad, sad state of the union. Because crypto, blockchain, the entire movement was born out of a place. It was a phoenix from the ashes during the great financial crisis, and even all of the fiat Ponzi stuff before that, where it meant freedom and autonomy for the individual to have their own money, their own banking system, our own financial technology. And that is the bad news. Because people don't know what they're doing. And I say that with love and respect. I don't say that from like a ivory tower position, because 9 years ago, I was the same guy. I didn't know what I was doing either when I first got into crypto. I just saw someone's Facebook post and, FOMO'd into Bitcoin and Ethereum and, went down the rabbit hole, and now I find myself in Wonderland, and I'm glad I did. However, there's two things that I'm always telling people that you must achieve in order to build wealth, because no matter how good the market performs, no matter how great institutions pump our bags in the next few months, there's two things that you must have, you must lock in order to not only grow and realize wealth, but to secure and hold wealth in crypto. And those two things are crypto literacy skills and market cycle knowledge. Let me give you a great example of crypto literacy skills or lack thereof. I had a sweet person email me and say, "Hey Josh, I've been following you for a long time, and we have a great amount of our personal wealth." This person was talking about them and their spouse. "We have a great amount of personal wealth in crypto. However, we have people telling us that we should not be holding our crypto in cold storage, in self-custody, but that we should move our crypto to secure, regulated platforms that they host." Now, these are grown adults emailing me. These are grown adults. And I know probably the way I sound and I'm conveying this, it might make them sound silly or stupid, but they're not. It's just a lack of crypto literacy. Not your keys, not your crypto hasn't come into their ears yet. They don't yet understand that they're holding property deeds in their hands. The warranty deeds to their assets, to their property is in their custody, their control. They have they're doing exactly what they should be doing, but they're on the precipice of sending their money to a scammer. And that's just the gross cartoon example, let alone the fact that most people don't have a profit-taking strategy. They don't know how to look at a chart. They don't know how to, listen to the Secretary of Treasury and understand what they're talking about and how that could, in one day or 3 weeks, affect the value of their portfolio. And so if you do anything, if you take any kind of action from my video, please work on your crypto literacy skills and your market cycle knowledge. Find a community that shares your core values. Don't just go looking for the next rainbow chaser and shiny object chaser community, okay? I'm not talking about these meme coin Telegram groups or WhatsApp conversations. Find a community of people where you're not alone. Maybe it's a community of moms and dads, right? Maybe it's a community of pre-retirees and retirees. Maybe it's a community of business owners. Hey, maybe it's a community of real estate investors who want to convert a portion of their wealth into crypto safely and profitably. Whatever. Find a community. Don't invest alone. Because I don't know if this next melt up is the last or not. I truly don't. I'm not Nostradamus. I can't tell the future. I'm no prophet. But I can read the data as it comes in. And the data that's coming in right now is very, very bullish. But you don't want to get caught at the top of the market round tripping your portfolio. If you don't want to get caught and you want to be more productive, go to cryptoyall.com, watch my 12-minute overview video. And if you like what you see, you can schedule a one-on-one video call with me based on availability. Like and follow for more.